This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 5 and 6. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Malachi chapter 4, verse 5 and 6. Shalom, or Shabbat Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, just out here doing a nice little walk, and I was just having a conversation. All right, it was just a few minutes ago, my Eve, and just basically the spirit just sparked, and I say I might as well just turn it into an epistle, walk and talk. But we truly living in the last days, man. This man system is pretty much is a done deal, man. It's up out of here. All right, and just in discussion, we're looking at certain things, about the past, how the beginning of the end really for America's system, where it really started. You can make an argument, all right, but through the spirit around the 50s, 60s, and then pretty much the 70s, all right, that's when the truth, all right, the Lord sent that spirit down to the earth, all right, ultimately, the elder Abba Bivens, okay, Rabbi Bivens, okay, he was the one that the Lord sent, all right, and that's the fulfillment of Malachi, the 4th chapter we just read, all right, the Lord sending down Elijah the prophet, okay, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord, okay, so that truth, okay, the truth that sprung out of One West, as you've heard time and time again before. Hey, this way, let's go. Right, starting now as we have now, all right, starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, all right, was something that was brewing to combat, all right, the wickedness, okay, all right, to also shine light, all right, upon this wicked as dark empire, okay, when you look back in the 50s, you had pretty much the beginning of the women's liberation movement, all right, which we can pull it up real quick, all right, just for edification. All right, what exactly was the women's liberation movement? All right, women's liberation movement, we're gonna get a little bit of that. It says the women's liberation or women's lib movement was a political alignment, all right, political, that's the key, right? Because through their policies is how they bring about this, these new weird new age agendas, all right? So continue, it says, was a political alignment of women and feminist intellectualism, okay, that emerged in the late 1960s and continued into the 1980s, primarily in the industrialized nations of the Western world. Okay, so what does that mean? Basically, that's where the whole concept of women are equal to men, all right, that feminist movement shit, that's where it all boils up from, the women's liberation movement, okay, which was spawned, all right, in a nice little spider web, satanic Edomite spider web of an agenda, which was spawned by the Rockefellers. All right, like I said, they started that agenda in the 50s, but as we just read, it sprung up on the scene for 2 decades. All right, from the 60s to the 80s, man. All right, and that's all you need. What is it? 20 years, 15 to 20 years is all you need to indoctrinate a population. All right, in the tactics of what is known as subversion, All right, 15 to 20 years is all you need. Now, in order to reverse whatever it is, you're going to take another 15 to 20 years just to bring it back to normal, right? Neutral. And then you could build from there another 15 to 20 years, right? So these devils have done a great job. I mean, they doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down, right? So that's where we at. That's where we're at. Where we at today. See, America is at the most depraved state it's ever been in. Okay, America. All right, boy. This way. Going back. You know, America. You know, like the other nations are actually seeing it. Now these people are crazy. You know, I mean, we don't have to go into too much detail. All right, but you can see what's going on. All right, there's a certain movement, just like they did with the women's movement, all that stuff. There's another movement, but this time it's just straight up Satanism. They're coming out with it. You know, the TGs and the Satan after school Satan clubs for the children. I mean, what they're putting in the kids' books. You know, all this hypersexualism, over-sexualizing of everything you see. It's all an agenda, man. And that shit is all stuff that happens under a wicked rulership. All right, when you have wicked people in rulership, this is what becomes the norm, Satanism. Okay, and anyone who speaks against it is demonized. I mean, that's the state of America, but guess what? It's only the beginning. All right, this is the stages of them trying to wipe out, all right, or try to combat the truth. So imagine if they were to get their way where there is no truth. Yeah, we don't want to see that. We don't want to get to that nightmare. All right, prophecy never says that we get to that nightmare anyway. So this is as bad as it's been. All right, but it's gonna get a little bit worse. All right, in the midst of it all, that's when the Lord comes back and destroys this place. All right, and rightfully so. Okay, to a huge round of applause. All right, as we're gonna be applauding on that day. All right. So going back to the women's liberation movement, it says, so this was something that happened in the 60s and continued into the 1980s, primarily in the industrialized nations of the Western world, all right, which affected great change, right, through what? The political, intellectual, cultural, right, throughout the world. See? So that influence, again, that's why America is so key, because once you get America, you've gotten the rest of the world, because the rest of the world dances to the tune of America. You know, she's that whore that sitteth on many waters. Okay, so she rules these nations, all right, through her political, intellectual, and cultural ways. All right, it's all about influence. Okay, that's why you could have a damn Moabite who's another heathen. Okay, and they have their own beliefs, customs, and stuff, right? But it's crazy how you have a Moabite in Babylon, or even in Moab. I don't think they even allow that shit over there, but in Babylon, and he's effeminate as all hell. You know, you can't tell the difference between him and a Babylonian, actually. You see, like an actual Edomite doing Babylonian shit, the TG stuff, painting your nails. You know, you got makeup on. Hey, you're a whole dude, bro. What the hell are you doing? You know, and you in public with it, like, you're not ashamed of yourself? Like, you don't feel any type of guilt, no shame, no nasty shit? Like, how the hell are you outside dressed like this and you ain't got no shame in your game? Like, bruh. These people, bro, there's a different type of pride, man. You know, the one that leads to your destruction. See, that's not a correctable kind. Nigga handing you something with two, you know, with 3 fingers on each hand up. You know, he got the 2 fingers, the index finger and the thumb touching, and then the 3 fingers is up. Mad effeminate. Handing you a goddamn bag, bro, with 2 hands. I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? But that's how Esau moved. Oh, you know, all he needs to do is colonize America and then influence the world based on the shit that he puts the Americans through. You know, get the entertainers to hop on the radio, the magazine, the movies, the video games, right? The music, right? Anything that's of influence. And once you captivate the minds of the people, you just spread it abroad. And then it becomes intercultural. See, and that's how they get all these nations. Scriptures tell you how um, uh, uh, Babylon, all right, has basically gotten the nations drunk on her philosophies, on her abominations. Okay, let me see if I can get that real quick. Let's see. The wine of the wrath of her fornication. That's exactly what it is. Okay. Let me see. All right, you got California. All right, the hub of so-called Hollywood. All right, which is where they use to influence the rest of the world, and in Babylon heavily. Okay, there's the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 3. It says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." Okay. "And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." All right, who's that talking about? Revelation 18th chapter is specifically talking about America. Okay, there's no other nation that fits what is written, all right, prophetically. Okay, and we've seen that played out. All right, in 2023, you can go back and read. You can go to Washington, you can go to New York, you can go anywhere, and they show you, right? They proudly show you that America is Rome all over again, and America indeed is the daughter of Babylon that is going to be destroyed. All right, so we're not wrong, okay? And facts is definitely not hate. All right, because the scriptures is a standard, whether you like it or not. All right, so let's go back to the reading about the women's lib. And again, that's just an example. All right, that's why you have what you have today with women acting the way they are. And to be honest, they're just unhappy because they've fallen for the tricks. All right, they fell for the wiles of the devil. You know, they thought, you know, oh, they're pushing for women's lib, and you know, women are free now. Women can do whatever they want. Women are equal to men. Boy, you know, women are equal to men. Up out of there. Let's go. Hey, enough. Let's go. Let's go. Run it off. Good boy. Anyway, so I care about that. So, you know, the women today, nowadays, they're all pretty much singing the same tune, you know, about how they're unhappy, you know, how the system is broken. System is not broken. This is how it's always been. Right? Just because you notice how when before something really goes bad, for people to actually notice it, it starts off with little things, right? Symptoms, you know, signs, you know, small little things that you should be paying attention to. But once you don't pay attention to those things, all right, the damage continues. It grows, right? It grows, whatever it is. If it's a lever, all right, it weakens. It weakens. Oh no, good boy. That's it. Let's go. So, you don't pay attention to the damage as you keep going. I'll use your car for example, right? So if you don't pay attention, like you have a car, right, and something goes wrong, you're driving it and you notice something is wrong. You hear some noise or whatever, and you don't pay attention to it. As the months go on, the weeks and the months go by, all right, the noise is going to start increasing, right? And you're going to feel the performance of the car decrease, you see? And now, whatever change you have to do, what happens is you might have to make a couple changes because now the negligence of fixing that problem right away has involved other parts of the car to have to work a little bit more. And now they're damaging, see? They're damaging, so now you have to pay extra to what? To get your car back to optimum levels. You see? So right now, and then you get to a point where the car is just so damaged. Now you cannot afford it because you might as well just get a new car. You know, that's the state that America is in now. The modern day Babylonian woman is that destroyed car that's been ridden over and over and over and never got no corrections, no service, no change of oil, no engine oil change, no transmission, nothing. Nothing is done. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is done. Just straight from the day she bought the car to the last breath of the car, she was putting 200,000 miles on that thing with no oil change and nothing. Engine damage, all just gone. All right? And now she's sitting around. Nobody wants that car. All right? It's just sitting up in the junkyard somewhere. You know, if somebody likes, you can go pick it up. But what you got to do? You got to do a whole lot of work. Okay? You might as well just get a brand new car. You know? It's worth it. You know what I'm saying? So now you're going to have to change the whole entire car, the engine, the body work, all this like mad stuff. You'd be like, damn, what happened here? Like, did you ever change the oil here? Like, no. What? How? You know, it's baffling. That's the same way. That's why these people are going to be destroyed. You can't, it's just salvage. You can't salvage this. You know, the damage is done. And now Esau about to roll in for the kill. You see. So it says, the women's liberation movement branch of radical feminism, right? That word radical comes up. They use that same word against anyone who is basically against their agenda. They call you a radical or radicalized, right? But yet there's something known as radical feminism. Okay? It says feminism based in contemporary philosophy comprised women of racially and culturally diverse backgrounds who proposed that economic, psychological, and social freedom were necessary for women to progress from being second-class citizens in their societies. See? So that's where the trick came in. Esau came in, he done tricked you, right? He did it to all the women. No races excluded. All right? All we got to do is, guess what? We want the power. So all we need to do is get the woman out the house and get her to work. See? But we can't just come in and tell them, hey, we know you're comfortable. Hello, this way. Wait up. Wait up. Hold up. Good boy. So, yeah, I lost my train of thought. All right, let's go back to reading this. Oh yeah, so so basically, right, they told the women, they lied to the women and told them, listen, your man is making all that money, right? You could be making money. He shouldn't be the breadwinner, right? You just sitting at home watching the kids. Do you really want to do that? That's a boring life. What you want to do is you want to be a business owner. See, just like the man is a business owner. You know, you want to own companies. You know, you want to have your own startup shop. See, you know, you want to come work in the office, be a lawyer, be a doctor. See, you be the things that men be. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a construction worker, of course. You want to be a pilot, of course. You want to be a bus driver, a truck driver. Oh, you want to join the military? Okay. See, these are the things we need to empower women. Show them that they can be exactly what men can be too, right? And then they start in the movies. They put all these women up there. Sometimes what they also do, sometimes what they also do, what they also do is what? Through the media, they put certain characters, right? That's where propaganda comes in. See, now the women start dressing a certain way. You know, women want to go apply for jobs, you know, because they saw it on TV. Or they read in the magazine somewhere. Who's in control of that? See? So when all these things are put together, you see where the problem comes from. You see? That we were not wrong by telling you the problem is there. You see what I'm saying? We were not wrong by doing that. We're just trying to alert you to where this problem is coming from. We know that there's a problem, but where is it coming from? So we can get a resolution for it. See? So the women's liberation movement is what led to what we have today, the feminism and all this bullshit. That's gotten the women all messed up. So they took you out of your comfort zone to enslave your ass and to have access to the children. Because now nobody's home. Who got to watch the kids? The offspring. See, they gotta take them to school, the indoctrination camps, right? They come in and get picked up by a school bus that looks just like prison buses, right? Nowadays they have metal detectors in there, like prisons. You see, they get lunch fed just like prisons. They have the tables set up just like prisons. You see, and they indoctrinate your children to what? To obey their superiors, so-called. Indoctrinate. That's all. You know, you walk in a single file line, just like slaves, just like prisoners. You know, all these things, they indoctrinate the children's minds to get ready for their future, because psychologically now they're prepared. They got that degree to show that they went through it. Their minds are prepared for the physical expectations of a slave in Babylon, you see. And now that system is being broken, and they need to set up a digital version of that physical system. You see, they need to set it up and control the world through AI. See, so that's where this thing is all leading to. You see. So anyway, so that's one example of the corruption, all right, that sprung forth, all right, as the beginning of the downfall of America. Because remember, once America is taken out, that's it. Okay, that's it. That's it right there. That's the second leg of the Roman Empire. You see. So once that shit is taken down, that's the fulfillment of prophecy. That's it. You see? It tells you in the book of Daniel, all right, the 2nd chapter, okay, Daniel, the 7th chapter as well, all right, of what's going to happen when the Messiah returns. Okay? He's making war against the rulers of this earth, and they know that. All right, it's not a mystery. It's not a mystery to them, neither is it a mystery to us. Okay? It might be to those who are not in the know, but it's definitely not a mystery to us, because they show you all the time. They have a 6th branch of the military called the Space Force, right? We told you, all right, let's get that in the book of second Esdras, the 13th chapter. All right. There's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13. All right, it's going to show you, it's going to go into when the Lord comes back, all right, to institute that order. Okay, that order that we've been talking about since the 60s and 70s. Okay, when the corruption started to boom on the earth, that's when the Lord sent his prophets out to combat that corruption, right? The rolling 60s, you know, you had the hippies, the hippie movement, right? The Black Panther movement, you know, what else? You know, the you know, mad different things. New age philosophies, so-called, which have become the mainstay today. You see, but back then it was new, and you know, the LGBT people, you know, starting to make their claim to rights and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All these things were happening during that time, so that's why the Lord sent his men out there to combat that wickedness, to bring that balance. You see, and now it's all about to reach its peak. Okay, so let's see. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 1, it says, "And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him." Okay, and that's talking about, that's also referenced in Revelation, the 7th chapter. No, Revelation, the 1st chapter. All right, the 7th verse. Let's see if we can get that real quick. All right, the nations, the tribes, all right, mourning upon the return of Yahushua. Okay, this is a book of Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him." All right, clouds is talking about what? The chariots. All right, and every eye shall see him. Okay, it says, "And they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen." Okay, so they're going to wail because of him. Why? Because of what he's going to be doing when he gets back. It's not going to be a good day. It's going to be a dreadful day, as we read in the book of Malachi. Okay, walk, focus. So let's go back to Second Ezra. It says, Second Ezra 13:3 says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed what? Waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So he's coming back with his angels. All right. The Lord talks about what? Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. All right. The Lord of hosts. All right. So the Lord is sending his heavenly hosts. All right. And they're coming in the thousands, in the millions. All right. If just to paint a picture for you. All right. Something to behold. So continue, it says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. There you go. All right. Good boy. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. Okay. So that's going into what? The command that he's going to give. All right. For the lasers, all right, coming from the chariots, all right, because it's gonna be hot. Okay, so much so that the earth will tremble. But where's the focus? The focal point is America. Okay, the focal point is America. All right, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. There you go. All right. So Esau is going to make his attempt with his sixth branch of the government, of the military. All right. So they're going to be using that as a way to fight against Yahushua. You know, something known as Operation what's that? Something Star Wars, right? And there's another one. I think there's a Star Wars program, and then there's another one, Space Strike Weapons. All right, there's just a whole bunch of them, you know. And then you know what's crazy? The military, all right, the terms that they use, their ranks and terms and many different things that they use, definitions and all that. You know what? It all goes back to Latin. You know, Lord willing, I'll do a separate lesson on that. But again, it's to show you that what this is America all over, Rome all over again. All right. So continuing, I believe the Space Force, right? Their shit is actually written in Latin. Siempre something. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Space Force. Is that Siempre Supra, I think? That's Semper Supra, I think. That's what it is. Yep. Right. So Semper Supra. All right, which is what is written on the shield of the Space Force. All right, it means what? Always above. All right, and what is always above? What is that talking about? It's talking about the eagle. Okay, to show them. All right, showing you that's Rome all over again. The eagle. Okay, so always above is Latin. All right, and it's official. It says is the official march of the United States Space Force, composed in 2022. You see, so there you go. The Semper Supra. Okay, means always above. So that's the mindset of Esau, man. All right, that's what it tells you in Obadiah. Pull that up real quick. Okay. Let's get that. I'm walking right now, so it's also drizzling. So let's get this real quick. Obadiah verse 3 and 4 says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. Okay, wait up, boy. This way. All right, let's go. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right, that's Esau, always above. So who shall bring them down to the ground? It's not going to be man, right? Because man is on the ground. So if they're above, then they know that no man is going to take them down. But in order for them to be taken down, it got to be somebody who's above them, quite physically, figuratively, and literally, spiritually, all the above. He's above them. See, they say they're always above, but there's one who's higher than where you can go. See, and he's gonna come down and show you something. All right. So this is though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. So semper supra is a form of exaltation, always above. Okay. It says, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. There you go. Okay, so who's gonna bring you down? It's not gonna be man. Not gonna be none of us. We doing what we're supposed to do, which is give the warning of who's gonna come down to do the physical action of what's being told. All right, so get ready for that. Get ready for that. All right, and that's what we're reading right now in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. Okay, 2nd Ezra 13 and verse 5, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So the various world governments are at that time, remember, during World War III, the MOTB is pretty much instituted upon the face of the earth. In order for that to happen, the nations have to be at least on one accord. All right, they're going to force the nations to be on one accord. Once that happens, they're going to say, we got to have a joint military. We got to have joint this, one world religion, one everything. And they all going to come together to make war against the Yahushua when he comes back. You see, so there's going to be a form of common threat. You know, oh, this is a threat to humanity, you know, to the global citizens. You know, we must all stand up and fight against those who promote it and those who are for it. You know, those who speak for it, who agree with it. This is going to destroy our very existence. And if we don't stand and fight against it, what will become of humanity? We must bind together and fight against this alien race that is coming to attack our homeland and our security. You know, and the Lord goes zap their ass up. You know, just like that, as they talking their bullshit, all you gonna hear is White House up out of there. Whoever's making that stupid ass speech, you up out of there too. You know, it's gonna be power unmatched. You see, it kind of reminds me of, hey, this way, turn around, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, boy, you know, kind of like how when Yahushua got into the temple, and you know, you had people, the merchants selling, buying and selling, you know, making his father's house a den of thieves, you know, because it was all during the time of the Passover. So niggas is being wicked, trying to make extra money and shit like that, you know. So when Yahushua got in there, he was flipping tables and chairs, whipping motherfuckers' ass and shit. These fucking assholes, man. You know, he was just going in, right, just destroying everything in sight. You know, nobody was stopping him. See, and that's exactly what's going to happen again. Let's go. That's exactly what's going to happen again when he comes back. He's just wiping the slate clean, you know, making that beautiful sacrifice. All right, that priestly sacrifice to the Heavenly Father. Okay, you want to talk about a Holocaust? America is going to be turned into a Holocaust. All right. So continuing, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Okay, and it's talking about what? That what they call so-called UFO. All right, but they're going to see a huge, gigantic one. It's going to cover the skies, and that's what's going to put that fear upon the face of the earth. They're not going to believe it. So, verse 7 says, but I would have seen the region or the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. That's how big it was. Right? It's above you, so you look up. You can't really see the ends of it. You know? It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight, because their technology, the technology that the Lord is coming back with is unmatched. I mean, He got Esau beat by a billion years into infinity. You know, so they're gonna see and they're gonna be, Sergeant General, we can't, President, you know, Chief, Chief and Commander, we can't. There's no way we can defeat this. This is unbelievable. This is the power, the speed, the strength, the might. I mean, it was invisible. I mean, what is this? What are we facing? Gentlemen, we have no choice but to fight. This is our lives, our freedoms. Think of your wives. Think of your kids. Think of your family. You're not doing this alone. You're doing this for your nation. You know, you're doing this for the citizens of the earth. You know, the commonwealth of humanity. You're going to fight. You're going to fight. You're going to fight. We're all going to fight. And Lord is going to zap this shit ass up. He just sent men to their death. What they call cannon fodder. All right. So it's going to be fulfilled yet again. Let's go. Right. So continuing, it says, verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, right, because they're shooting at him, you know, they're going to be shooting at him, you know, they're taking shots, licking off shots, you know, with all kinds of different AI weapons and technologies and all that. And it's not going to make a difference. It's just going to make it fun. You have to make it fun for the Lord. All right. Put up a show, you know, so it could be epic. Yeah, we want to see that. All right. We want first row seats to that. Right. Front row seats. Right. So continuing. Let me see. Yeah. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. All right. So it's upon command. All right. Everything just gets disintegrated. You know, that's that glory. That's that power and great glory right there. You know, because after it's said and done, he's getting that glory. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is getting that glory, man. Okay. So it says, verse 10, but only, right? Here's what happened. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his what? Out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Okay? And it says, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived. Oh my God. It's like swatting down a whole bunch of flies all at once. At 2 minutes, they're all there. The next minute, everyone is out of there. That's what's going to happen. Evaporate, eviscerate, okay? Annihilate, completely destroy, okay? It says, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. All right, so you devils have a lot to work on in a very short amount of time. And guess what? CERN is not going to help you. Be ready to be disappointed. There's a lot of shit that you devils have in stock, all right, in hopes to protect you, all right, from your prophecy of your downfall. But guess what? It's all going to fail, all right? The Lord said what? He's going to cause their tongues to fall upon them, okay? The Lord also said that he's going to cause the hand, all right, of the wicked to fail, okay? Their devices, all right? Their devices shall what? Shall fail, man. But yeah, so, you know, I'm going to leave it up there. You know, just something that was on my mind. Just wanted to share real quick. You know, so Lord willing, you know, it came out good. My brothers and sisters were edified through the Spirit. All right, in closing. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash, the Wadi Bahashem, Yahushai. How you doing? And until next time, Shalom.